Hello, I am Denise Miller and I'm with Visual Faith Ministry. I wanted today to go over a little bit in this video what devotional journaling is. And what you see in front of you is an example of devotional journaling. Devotional journaling is one of our practices. We teach practices that slow us down, help us focus, help us remember while we're digging into God's Word. And of course, we express it visually because that is what Visual Faith Ministry is. So this format is a calendar, obviously. It's a calendar, just squares. So you can have any calendar you can work in as long as it has an open space. And then we have 3 different journals. This is the common book. This is what we would consider the kind of the level 3. It has everything in it. It has each month 4 commentaries and spaces to scripture scribe, verse map, and things like that. And then we have everyday practices, which has the calendar, it has the gratitude, it has the prayer space, and it has some extra blank pages. It is also in color, but it does not have the commentaries and the verse mapping. And then we have Gifts of Joy. It is black and white, no color, and it does have every month, it has a calendar, the gratitude, and the prayer spaces. So that would be like level 1, which is totally fine if you're just learning how to do this and want to jump in. That's a good area to jump in, or just grab any calendar. Now, I have seen a lot of people do it not on a calendar. They take an image and write throughout the image. One of our practices here is called open spaces, and another one is called counterpanes. And that's, a thing that you can do as well, where you have an image and you write each day your thought or what God is teaching you throughout that image. But for the majority of us, we use a calendar. And you can do black and white. Let me show the following months. You can do color. Really, there's no format. Some people like just to write one word, a single word out of each day. And then some people like to write much more. I like often to write out the whole verse, and then I put the reference as well down of where I found it in the Bible. So let me show you a couple other examples. Now I'm going to go through where I find the things to write in the boxes each day. For some people, it would be their denominational book. This is Lutheran, Portals of Prayer. And then each day they have a devotion that they read, and where they read in the Bible and things like that. So they would choose something from here to write here. Another example would be a devotional that has daily, right? Similar, but it's not necessarily a specific denomination. You could do an author that you like. This is one that has just a small devotion and a Bible reading. This is not broken down by day to day. You could grab something out of a book that you're reading. If you happen to be reading a book, this does not have it broken down like a devotional, but it has Bible verses in it. And if you're reading a section of it, you could easily grab something out of it. If you have a book that you're studying, like 52 Hebrew words, it would be fun, whatever word that you're working on that day, writing out the phrase or the word, like faithfulness. You could do another type of devotion. This one's from Jonathan Edwards. So it's not necessarily dated, but it's similar, where it has a devotion and a verse. And then another type, similar, it's a year-long one. And here's New Morning Mercies, and this is from Paul Tripp. There's another one that I love called Morning and Evening. where it has 2 times a day. So those are great resources to look for what you write. Another thing you can do, let me see if I can, I have to pull it up this way. Many of the Bible apps, if you click on them and go to, let's see, home, they have a verse of the day. I know Blue Letter Bible, if you click on their home button, you have to go into their online, but on this side, it's verse of the day. So those all have, let's see if Bible Gateway has one. They have a reading plan up at the top, verse of the day. So there's many that way that you can find. You can actually Google Bible verse of the day in Google, and you would have a verse as well. I would check it with a real Bible to make sure it's correct. But so you can find this way. And I often use, not necessarily verse of the day, but wherever I am in the Bible studying, I like to get it out of there often. You can, if you're taking a monthly online art retreat or a Bible retreat, for July, I did Exploring Joy, which is Faith Journal July 2025, and had lots of different speakers. And so that's where I got all of those that month. And let me switch to this month. We are in... Oh, I wanted to quickly show you that, sometimes you don't get to it. We were traveling, so I put actually photos of where I was traveling. And then some people will just write grace across the days that they miss. You don't have to feel you need to go back and fill them up. There's no taskmaster here. It's just for you and your time with God. So here we are in September, and I did start out in one of our commentaries. Carolyn Barra had written out 1 through 8 of Psalm 119 for this month here. And so I wrote those or similar things here. So I am going to be starting on Tuesday the 9th. And I think what I'm going to do is what I often do. Let me see if it's under Blue Letter or just my normal Bible. We are studying right now at Visual Faith. It's a year in the Psalms, and this month a lot of it is in Psalm 119. So I'm going to zip down to one that is in this month, and I already highlighted it because it has my word for the year, which is steadfast. So I think I'm going to do Psalm 119, 76. Now, you can doodle and sketch note as much as your heart content. If you are an artist or loves to doodle and it has the word eye, do an eyeball. If it has the word, whirl, do a globe. So feel free to sketch as much as you want. If you're a letter person and you love fonts, play around with all the different fonts. Have fun with it. If you're someone, I just like to write out the whole Bible verse usually, and that's what I end up doing, and I might highlight a word or something like that. So there is no right and wrong. Play around, see what you like to do. I tried one time every single day sketching something, and I realized that just is not for me. I like just to write out the verse often or write out the words. So I am going to write out, let your steadfast love comfort me. Even though the whole sentence is, let your steadfast love comfort me according to your promise to your servant, I could get a smaller pen nib or marker nib and write all of that in there. Or I could just choose the first sentence, let your steadfast love comfort me. And that's what I'm going to do. So my day is Tuesday the 9th. And then I'm going to just lift that up there so I can see it. And I think the word that I'm going to highlight is steadfast, since that is my word for this year. So I am going to do it at an angle, and I'm going to do it in cursive. I do not often play a lot with fonts. I love the look of it. But I am okay with my normal messy handwriting. I figure my grandkids or great-grandkids or just someone at Goodwill might find this someday, and it's okay to have my handwriting in there. Each of our handwritings is unique, and usually we do not like our own handwriting, but other people love it. So I'm going to write, let your and then it is love, comfort me. I'm going to do love off to the side because I'm going to add a heart. And so I'm adding a heart here, and then I'm going to fill it in. So it doesn't have to spend a lot of time. And the only other thing I like to add is if I am doing it out of the Bible, I like to add where I'm doing it, or where I find it, I should say. So I'm getting a smaller. And sometimes if it doesn't fit down here, I'm just going to write up the side. Psalm, so PS 119 ... and it is 76A because it's the first half of the verse. And that technically can be done. I can underline steadfast. I can doodle around. There's lots of little area over here, so I can, as whatever you need to do to make this stand out, if that is what you want to do, is make it stand out. You can do a little border. There's just thousands of things you can do. So, spend some time, enjoy it. But when you're spending time with God, it's great to remember what he's telling you. Now, some people, the ones that usually write out words, at the end of the month, they'll look through the whole thing and look to see if there's a theme and see what God is trying to teach them in the words that they have chosen. So spend some time with God. This is called devotional journaling, and make it your own, so that you can continue it on a daily basis or a weekly basis, or when you can get to it. It's a wonderful practice. It really helps me in the memory department and just spending time. It slows me down. I'm actually stopping. Normally I would spend more time, obviously, in the verse, but since we're videotaping, we didn't want it a long, hour-long video. But I would spend time praying over this verse and asking God to show me what part of my life he wants me to understand this. The fact that he's talking about steadfast love comforts me. Yes, his steadfast love comforts me. So hope this helps. And if you have any other questions, ask in the comments. We do have videos on our website that go into a little bit more of the history of devotional journaling, and add probably some more examples and things like that you can look at. It's up in what we call the Academy. If you look at the top of the page, there's a VFM Academy, and if you click on there, there's a section that says practices, and if you click on it, you'll see devotional journaling. It might be with a few other practices together, but you'll see it there. And you can watch, and those are obviously for free. And then if you want to pick up one of our journals, that is under our bookstore, VFM bookstore at the top as well. And then if you want ephemera to add to your boxes and things like that, you can hit our shop and click on it and go down to ephemera as well. So I hope that helps a little bit explaining one of our practices.